Every year, the world's best cyclists race on cobble roads like this, in races such as Paris-Roubaix, and they come across these at eye-watering speeds with bikes and wheels clattering everywhere.
Well, man, that's all well and good when you're sat in the comfort of your own home watching races like this live and on demand on GCN+, but have you ever wondered just how bad this stuff is compared to the normal roads we ride on?
And does lowering your tyre pressure really make a difference when things get this bad? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's do some sciencey, experimenty stuff. Let's go.
Over the years, we've seen all sorts of tech and gadgets used. Yeah, short for gadgets, used to transfer or reduce the transfer of vibration from the bike up through to the rider.
We've seen it all. We've had ultra-thick bar tape, flexible stems, flexible frames, rubber dampeners, you name it, someone has tried it.
We've even had suspension as well, but over the years, more recently, manufacturers have moved away from super specialist bikes to just using wider tyres and lower tyre pressures.
Maybe there was a simple solution all along. We've come to one of the toughest cobble sectors of Paris-Roubaix, the Carrefour de l'Arbre. And we're pretty much going to ride across the cobbles as fast as we can. Then, on an app on our phones, it's going to measure the levels of vibration felt through the bike.
It's the same app that I used a while back in my video to see just how much impact tyre pressure has on the speed that you ride at when you're riding on normal roads. It records and measures in meters per second squared.
Okay, so on to run one, and we've pumped up our tyres to around their maximum, 100 psi. And we're going to ride on the cobbles at a set power as best as we can.
Now the app is going to do all of the clever stuff and record the data that we need. Now to set a benchmark, we've already recorded a run where we've ridden on the smooth tarmac, and seeing as, well, it's not that exciting, we're just going to pop the numbers up on screen and we'll head up to the starting point just up here. God, you ain't going to
ruin me.
If you relax your face, your whole face wobbles.
See all the wrinkles. Ow, my hands. Oh my God, oh, oh my God. Oh my God, it's going crazy.
You can see the lines on the app. I can't believe you can see it. It looks like it's actually like a really good reading. I mean, I can't read the numbers, but I can see the graph. I can see the graph. It feels like my teeth are going to fall out.
This is not pleasant at all.
So you're on the crown of the road, which is where when everyone's racing, they try and go on, because that's like the smoothest bit.
Is it? Oh.
Imagine doing this in the wet, like last year's Paris-Roubaix.
Slip and sliding everywhere.
God, I really do hope it gets a lot easier when I'm lower than my tyre pressures.
I really hope so too.
You just think this comes after what? Nearly 200k of racing.
I think if I was racing, I'd have to get off and walk.
So oh, that's a bad bit. So this whole sector is about 2 kilometres in length. And some of the speeds that the men go along here, you're talking around 3 minutes, maybe even just less. And I'm going to say, we're a long way from that today.
Yeah, I think so. It's just so hard to put any power down and actually get some speed. I feel like I'm just slowing down.
First run done.
That was painful. Not sure it could get any worse.
Brutal is what I describe it. Like we were saying, unbelievable how harsh and rough it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to be glad when we can go and let our tyres down in a minute.
I hope it makes a bit of a difference because I need it.
Have you got inner tubes in your bike?
I have, yeah. What have you got?
I've got this set up tubeless, so it'd be interesting to see if there's much difference between us, as well as comparing our own results.
I've thought about that, actually.
All right, back to GCN Mobile Megabase, change our tyre pressures.
Do it all again. Oh, it means you have to ride back.
See you guys back at the start. Oh. We didn't think this through, did
Might
we?
walk.
Nah, we'll be alright.
So right through the field. It's not smoother.
Don't go through the field.
Why not? Go on, send it in the field.
So, no. Time to adjust our tyre pressures now, and it's also a good point to mention that the app that we're using on our phones to measure these vibrations is kind of intended as a measuring device for measuring movement in the earth, so earthquakes and things like that. And as such, it has a sort of level of scales that it refers to. Now, the measurements that we just recorded with our tyres pumped right up, it actually brings up the words on the app: strong shocks, expect destruction. So far my bike seems alright, so we've beaten the app already. Now I'm running 28mm wide tyres. These are set up tubeless, so I'm probably going to drop the tyre pressures down to around, I think I'm going to go 60 psi in the front and 65 in the rear. I think that should give an added level of comfort and compliance, and fingers crossed the app is going to pick up that detection in the vibrations through the bike. So right, let's get adjusting these and off we go again.
I, on the other hand, am running 25mm wide tyres, but I have inner tubes in, so I'm not going to go as low as Alex on the pressure on this next run. I think I'm going to go 70 in the front, 75 in the rear, because I do not want to risk puncturing and pinching my inner tube and standing in the cold and fixing a puncture. So, yeah. Right, on to run 2. A little bit less pressure. Hopefully, it will be a little bit more comfortable.
I really hope so. Sun's come out though, it's lovely, isn't it?
I wouldn't say it's come out. It's there. It's not out, but yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Let's do it.
Right.
Started?
Ready, go.
Let's do it, yeah. Ready for the bumps.
Here we go. Oh. Still feels pretty bumpy.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not like riding on smooth tarmac, is it?
It's not like riding on a nice smooth velodrome.
I think it is actually a bit better.
Wow, only the results will tell.
Yeah, you can't cheat science.
No. Got all the gadgets.
Oh, the gadget.
I wonder if how you hold yourself on the bike makes a difference to the vibrations. So if you're like more tense, is that?
Yeah.
Would that make it more vibrating?
Yeah, I guess it might do.
Or if you have like quite a light grip, is that better? I'm scared my hands are going to fall off.
Yeah. Oh, this bit's really bad now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bit of dust from the motor, it's like being in a race. Imagine coming along here with another 90 to 100 people.
Or fighting to be at the front.
It's bad enough when we let each other go after one another.
Does actually feel a little bit better, you know?
Yeah, I think it is better.
Yeah. Come on, Alex.
My hands hurt so much.
My fingers are going to fall off. Right, we're nearly there.
Oh. Right.
Oh gosh.
Stop this thing.
Oh, interesting.
I think this was noticeably different.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Not by a huge amount,
No.
according to this app. But what was it like for you? Could you feel it was better or worse?
At the start, I was like, oh, it's not much difference. But as we got towards the back end, I noticed I felt quite a bit more comfortable on the bike.
Yeah, I mean, relative, I suppose.
Yeah.
I wasn't comfortable at all.
Oh,
but
no.
well, it was slightly better than before.
Yeah. I mean, it's not pleasant. But
Yeah, I think from like my own personal perspective and like based off of feelings, I think you could tell that the bike wasn't rattling around quite so much. I mean, it is still pretty horrific.
Yes.
The graph doesn't look quite as aggressive as it did the first time round. And we've got our averages and max, so I guess head back, discuss what it is, have a little think through some of the differences. We'll discuss it with you guys in a second. Yeah.
When you watch the pros on the TV, you'll see them race on the crown of the cobbles, and this tends to be a lot smoother than on the sides, and you can see there's like some mud compact, and this is obviously going to be a lot quicker than this section, and that's why you'll see the pros race really hard before they even get to the cobble section, so they get a good position and get prime spot in the middle.
So something that's quite interesting, having just done the run with the tyre pressures much lower, is that it's obviously allowing the side of the tyre to deform more, and therefore you can see like a little bit of tubeless sealant has burped out between the bead of the tyre and the rim. Now it hasn't caused any significant loss of tyre pressure, but it's an interesting point to note. Now some of you are probably thinking, why on earth have they taped their phones onto the handlebars? Well, quite simply, I don't normally ride with a phone on the handlebars of my bike, so I don't have a dedicated mount, and this was kind of the easiest temporary solution, which, well, kind of serves the purpose and does the job perfectly fine. So don't hold it against me.
Right, better go through the results. I'll go first. So with the higher tyre pressure, I had an average of 18.4 and a max of 61.2. Then on the lower pressure, I had an average of 14.8, so quite a bit lower, but the max was pretty similar. So the max for the lower pressure was 60.3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
which I was kind of expecting. I was expecting it to be a bit lower.
So in your instance, on your runs, the lower pressures did mean less vibrations with the bike. Okay, now on to my results. Now, something that's quite interesting is the numbers that my phone and app have recorded are wildly different to yours.
Oh,
so
really?
We're not going to be able to compare our results against each other. But on the higher pressure run, so we were 100 PSI, I had a maximum reading of 7.1 with an average of 1.2. So those numbers are
very
miles
different
different to yours.
Yeah.
But once we lower the tyre pressures down, I had a maximum of 6.37 and an average of 0.72. Now, I'm not really sure that's accurate in terms of an actual measured reading, but it does serve the purpose of comparing the different tyre pressures. Yeah. And in line with what you found, well, the measurements don't lie, do they? They show that a lower tyre pressure means less vibrations transferred through to you, the rider. And I suppose it does answer our original question that we set out to find. Have people just been overcomplicating it for years? Is there a simple solution? Yeah, I think there is.
If you're going to ride cobbles, take a little bit of pressure out your tyres, because it does make a difference. The pros last year, Sonny Colbrelli rode his normal road bike with tubeless tyres, and Lizzie Deignan did the same, and both went and won the race on standard bikes with just a little bit less pressure.
That's a good point, actually, because last year was the first time I've ever seen the men's or women's race won using tubeless tyres. Lizzie Deignan actually used these exact tyres, well, not these physical ones on my bike, but the same model.
You know all the stats.
I know, I've got all the
good choice
stats.
of tyres, Alex.
Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a big thumbs up and click subscribe if you want to see more cool videos like this. And, well, should we go chips and mayo?
Oh, that would be lovely. Let's go.